Um, where do we start? Welcome back, I suppose. We are leading up to the night of the gala. We had a very homely session last time.
Mhm.
Our party, Gale, Rayleigh, and Sev. Um, Unfortunately, Lightning wasn't able to make it last week, so they went off to investigate the goings on regarding Rodolfo's house. You all had picked up some evidence that something wasn't right going on with Asher's missing rings. Went down to the docks, did a little bit of investigating, found out the address of Rodolfo. Went to his house, noticed that his door appeared to have been trapped. And then you all went back to the guild hall and rested for the night. First thing in the morning, you went over to the house. You saw that there was a new attendant on duty. Talked with him a little bit. Went up to the house. Got a little bit of gossip on the way there. And saw there's a big black charred spot right in front of the door. Knocked, and it seemed that one of the servants of the house answered, a woman by the name of Brienne, and you all had talked and started investigating. What all do you remember finding from the house?
A threatening letter.
Piece
A
of
win-
off.
A window open upstairs, a cut lock, and a key where it wasn't the key to the warehouse. I didn't care where it did belong, the key to the warehouse. So
Yeah, I think that's all the major stuff.
We discovered that it was either set up by Rodolfo himself or something suspicious because the key looked like it was deliberately put back in a place where it was supposed to be, but it wasn't where it was supposed to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the key was found in the study, in the desk, and Brienne confirmed that it shouldn't be there. It should be upstairs in a chest that had been whose lock had been like paper thin cut. So you're able to just kind of like break it apart. You all had visited Rodolfo after that with Brienne, found him in the chapel, which I have aptly named the Chapel of the Kindled Flame, and noticed that his hand was just burnt to a crisp, possibly losing use of his hand in the future. The servants, Brienne, bid you farewell as you all left the chapel, and she paid for your fare for wherever you had planned on going next. The cabbie was able to take you over to the Gallery of Exploration, and we are just rolling up there now. Lightning, I know you weren't here with us last week. I'm saying you were here in the background T-posing while everyone else is doing all their investigative business.
Yep.
You're in
sounds
the
good.
cart here as well. Before we begin, is there anything y'all want to do, y'all want to talk about, discuss before heading up to the steps?
I can't think of anything. Nope.
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right, well, let us transition over then. Let's head off here. We will turn most of this down. Uh-oh. Hold on. Issues already.
We're loading.
I think I did the wrong one. Like the dummy I am. No, I did the right one. Interesting. So, you all find yourselves at the Gallery of Exploration. You're able to make your way into the door. You bid the cabbie farewell, bid him off, and you just hear the clip-clop of the hooves begin to fade away. You see that the doors are open. There is a large banner out on the front of the door that reads "Life from Beyond," in some like very gaudy, large font. As you head in, you see that it's been picked up in the main entryway. The number of traffic, the amount of traffic has severely reduced. You have what appears to be 2 servers, one halfling, one human off to the left, one human off to the right, and 2 guards stand position by the door. As you make your way in, you see the halfling off to the left begin to stand up on the little stand he has right behind the desk. He waves over to you. Yes, hi, hello, welcome, and welcome to the Life from Beyond. Are you part of the event tonight?
Indeed.
We're actually VIPs at Moreland's behest.
Yes,
I
all right.
give our names and tell him who exactly we are.
Yeah.
+1.
Fantastic. He'll go ahead. He'll bring out a little clipboard, begin to just flip through a couple pages. Okay. And yeah, all right. Got you right here. Fantastic. Just a reminder. No weapons, nothing unsafe is allowed to be on the premise while you're here. If you don't mind, the guards are gonna pat you down. He'll motion off to the guards to the left of him. If you could just enter one by one, that'd be fantastic.
I'll start to walk with a bit of a limp to kind of emphasize the use of my cane.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works.
Go ahead, just for the sake of it, to see how well this lends. Give me performance.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
Perform. Well.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
dear. Well, that's gonna go just great.
A -1.
You walk up
Yeah.
to the guard.
Do I fall on my face?
No, you're just overselling it. You were overselling it to the point where anyone taking a look at you would know, oh, this is a
You're full of
really,
shit.
really bad situation, or he's trying to oversell this real bad. The guard's gonna take a look at you. You can't really see anything. He's got a full helmet on inside the building. He's just gonna walk up to you, pat you down, go through everything. I don't believe anyone hit anything on them. Oh,
Just a book, but that was it.
Well, yeah. I
light-
Not
mean,
exactly the most threatening thing. I mean, this is a
Right.
museum.
lightning.
right.
You
Yeah.
had wanted to, right?
I had wanted to, but I dropped my Chris off at
Okay. So you've got nothing
Yeah.
that you would want on you at the moment then?
the only thing that I have on me is my orb and my purse.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. So
Yeah,
he'll-
and I've just got my acorn on me.
right, the
Yeah.
acorn.
Yeah, the
Um,
gold
Also-
acorn.
Squirrel.
Bear in mind your AC changes because we aren't in leather armor if that becomes
Yes.
a problem.
yes, that is true.
Right.
So what is my AC now?
So if you go to your inventory, you should be able to hit the red icon next to whatever equipment you had on you to unequip it, and it should automatically calculate it. Without armor, it would be 10 plus your dex mod. So he'll go up to you, Gale, he'll pat you down, everything checks out, you're all fine, you're good to go. He'll open the door for you, and you can make your way down, waiting for the next person to walk up.
Quick question.
Mhm.
So I have in my inventory, I've studded leather as my thing. It says AC 12.
Mhm.
But when I take it off, my thing stays the same. My armor class stays the same.
When you take it off?
Yeah, because 10, you said 10 plus my dex mod is 13.
Let me go see.
No, your dexterity should add on top of that.
It should add on top of it, because I think it's just light armor, so there's no cap to it.
Wait. wait, there's a 2-point difference. I see
Yeah,
it. I get it now.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
we're good. Thanks.
All right. Who's going up next?
I'll go next.
All right. Oops. Ah! Hold on. Give me a second here. Gala can go ahead and walk forward. Lightning, you're going next.
Yeah.
He'll pat you down, do the exact same thing. But why is it still dragging everyone else around?
Now I'm dragging everyone.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
real weird. Hold on. Let's go
I
ahead.
have power.
Try to do it now. Everything should work normal now, I think. Lightning, you're
Yep,
able to go
I'll just
ahead and
wait
walk
on the
up.
dais here.
They'll go ahead and
Says
pat
that's
you down.
my
Try to figure
token movement.
where
You can
they're.
do it.
Hold on, let me get.
It's fine.
So they'll pat you down. They'll see, like, they'll look inside the purse. They won't see anything too out of the ordinary. They'll send you through. You can go ahead and make your way forward. Who's going up next?
I guess I can.
Okay. And Seb, I believe you rolled an 18 for your sleight of hand.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
with that, they go try to check you over. Pat, 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 pat. You're able to hide that bag in like the little ruffles of the little
Mhm.
crevices and curves of the dress so well. They don't find anything. They just send you through as well.
Good shit.
And Rayleigh,
Yeah.
you can go ahead, walk up, and the same exact thing. They'll
Okay.
pat you down, make sure you're all clear, good to go, and they'll send you through.
Out of game real quick. It's definitely been a long rest since we went in battle, right? Because
Oh yeah, it's been a couple days.
my D&D Beyond and character aren't matching up for some reason.
Yeah, go ahead and you can long rest it up, and everything is all cleared.
Yeah.
So as you make your way to the entry hall, you see that there are banners strung along the pillars off to your left and right. They all read "Life from Beyond." They have little motifs of like books and graves and other just like arcane sigils. It seems as if it's very gaudy, similar to how Gale was trying to like oversell his limp. This almost, it seems like the same kind of thing you might expect to see from like a party city or like other kind of like knockoff party store, where it's like that kind of fake looking banner. You know what I mean? But looking around, you see that there are two doors open beyond the stairs, one to your left, one to your right. You all can make your way down and find yourself in a brand new hall. Try to
Cool.
bring y'all there. Oh, good lord. All right. So as you head off to the left, oops, let me go ahead and it doesn't matter. There's gonna be a servant off near the door. You see, he's a rather old fellow, got like balding, a little bit of like tufts sticking out on the tufts of like silver gray hair sticking out on the left and right, wearing a very elegant tuxedo, like long coattails, just nice sharp black suits. Takes a look at all of you. This must come this way. Begins to motion you down the hall towards the door he's standing beside. You all are a fair bit early. I assume you're here for life from beyond.
Indeed.
All right, and your names are?
Severana.
Gale.
Lightning.
Rayleigh.
Yes, yes. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Jeeves, and I will be the attendant for the night. If you would, please step on through. The other guests have not arrived yet.
Oh, not a problem.
Give me 1 second while I change this because I definitely have you guys coming in
And this
later.
is where lightning starts to load up on hors d'oeuvres and shove them in her purse.
Yeah.
As you make your way inside, you do begin to hear the faint sound of music grow ever louder. And as you step in, you see. Oh, Lord, if I can find it.
Carnies. Just carnies everywhere.
Thank God you do not see carnies. Not this
I
time.
don't. I think that like Dale has just PTSD from that, and that like he like his heart starts racing whenever there is a clown or some sort of rigged game mentioned or shown on any piece of media.
So,
Dale or Dale?
Dale, well,
yes.
both, honestly.
Clown.
So, after telling the attendant your names, titles, he opens the door before you and steps inside, ushering you in after him. And through the open door, you see an elegantly decorated hall. And you begin to hear the faint sound of classical music. As you step through the doorway, the sound of stringed instruments playing vigorously and joyously, each playing its own melody that joins together, perfect harmony. And as you take a look around, you see that above you are instruments levitating in place, a couple feet like below the arched ceiling of the room.
You said instruments?
Instruments, yes.
Can I look at the instruments?
Yeah, I can take a look at them. They seem to be like a doubled versions of a classical four-string quartet. So you have a violin. Oh God, what is it? 2 violins, a viola, and a cello.
Yeah.
I believe that should be all set. Okay. So as you make your way in, you see that there are a couple of other folks in the room with you. Off to your left at the, what appears to be like a bar, preparing drinks, getting different bottles in order, is a server. On the other side is another server just waiting to deliver items, receive items, whatever he needs to take back to the kitchens. You see an assortment of what appear to be guards or knights in the room with you as well. Most of them appear to be city guard, or at least other human, although you do see 2 others that appear a bit different. One appears to be a bit more elven in design, and another a bit more dwarven.
Hmm. Okay.
Maybe they're representatives from different nation states or
Yeah.
This is one of the ones that's different, right?
Yes, we have the one off to the left looks a bit more elven, and the one off to the top right looks a bit more dwarven.
I see.
As you step in, and you are all announced one by one, you hear Jeeves begin to call out, and we have Gale, former companion of Dresmorland. We have Severana, former companion of Dresmorland. We have Rayleigh, former companion of Dresmorland. And we have their +1. Begins to take his leave and close the door behind him. What y'all looking at doing?
go get a glass of wine, I guess.
Sure. Easy
Yeah,
enough.
check out the food menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. As you head off to your left, you can find a human. He'll introduce himself as Dariel as you all greet him. He can get you pretty much any sort of drink you'd like. Begins to explain. So this is the bar. This is where we serve all of our drinks, alcoholic or non. Off on the other side of the room is where all the food is held. There will be it'll be restocked as needed. If there's anything specific you need, you can always ring one of the attendants, and we'll try to get something for you from the kitchen itself.
Just a glass of wine for me, thanks.
Same. Red, please.
Make that 3.
4, I guess.
Oh, my. Okay. Yes. Take after Dressmorland quite well, I see. Begin to turns back to you, get 4 glasses off the shelf, and begin to pour them all out in front of you, and scooch them your way across the counter.
We take our glasses.
Yeah, thank you.
I was like, is this a trap?
Y'all are so suspicious.
I mean, it is.
Who is our DM here?
I don't know what you're talking about, okay?
Uh-huh.
Shut up. I just
I'm
wanna
just
kinda,
thinking
like-
I'll be back later for actual food too.
I kind of want to just like look around the room and take in all the people and like take note of everyone who's here.
Sure. So you see 4 human guards, 2 on both sides of the door that you came through. A couple of others are walking, like making their rounds, just walking around, inspecting the area. Near the bar is what appears to be like an elven guard. And standing near the right side of the room, near like a flag of Grimseth, you see a dwarven looking guard.
Okay.
Oh, are we rolling for something?
I was.
Well, I am too. I
Well-
kind of want to scan the room myself.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll roll
Sure,
too,
so-
just to see.
If just
Oh.
for the future, appreciate if you let me know what you're doing so I can tell you what you need to do.
Okay.
I mean, that's why I mentioned that I was scanning the room and stuff.
You said you were taking a look at the people. Okay. What do we have? Gale, taking a look around. You see some very familiar items right in front of you. You as well, really. Sev, you're a bit too caught up on the actual like people in the room to notice kind of like the big deal, the big spread towards the far end of the room. Beyond the pillars immediately in front of the door, you see some familiar looking items, Gale, really. One of which is a large lizard folk statue that appears to have been brought over from the dungeon that you had cleared a few months back. Taking a look beyond that as well, you see a couple of what appear to be like mummified bodies laying on stone tables and rather similar looking jars and pottery filled with various kinds of coins inside. Lightning, you're taking a look around. You see people. You notice that this is an exhibit of some sort, but you're not entirely sure what to nail down.
Yes. A museum.
All right. So now, if you said that there's like coins and stuff. Are those like the fake coins that we had seen before, or?
not fake. If I had to guess, they're probably the
Well,
coins
old.
that I smashed open.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The old ones.
Totally didn't smash open.
Yeah, Gail, you would be
Right.
very familiar with these coins. As you're taking a walk around as well, I assume you're just trying to like go around, get like an idea of what's in the room. Up
Yeah,
on the
patrol around.
yeah, up on the loft, we'll say. I'm not sure what exactly to call it. The stairs on both sides of the room lead to like kind of a balcony type situation. You see stained glass beginning to let light in from outside, like the little bit of like fading light coming on in. And you see that there are 6 paintings that have been set up between the panes of the glass. You see a mix of snowy tundra, desert dunes, thick forests, grassland plains, a beachside facing the sea, and swampy marshlands, all brushed in elegant detail. And they seem to have been touched up from what those of you who've seen the paintings remember. They seem a little bit more vibrant in color, as if they've been restored.
Huh.
I'm gonna go up the mezzanine and just kind of take a vantage point, like, from here.
Okay.
I'm assuming I can probably see everything from here.
Yeah, a fair deal. There are a couple of pillars that like block your sight, like off to the left, off to the right. But you get a like good sense of the area.
Anyone else feel like our big quest was just to get party decorations?
But honestly. Alright. I want to.
I guess I'll just lean on the railing and enjoy my wine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Easy, just swirl it around.
I'm just gonna kind of go, like, walk around and check things out. What the fuck is the problem here? Alright. Oh, okay. Sorry,
What are you looking to do?
I'm just trying to move my character to, like, look around and see the stuff over here, but my stupid mouse is giving me issues. Or my not mouse, I should say.
Well, as you walk a bit closer towards the exhibit itself, you'll notice that these are items that you had come across previously, a few months back. You notice that you have some mummified bodies that are set up on the stone tables, as well as 4 distinct tapestries. It seems that they've been sewn and weaved to form these like very ornate illustrations. If I could get back to my notes for lightning, because I know you weren't here for this. As you like take a look at them, just even like a cursory glance, you see as if they're trying to tell a story. You see what appears to be like on the far left, there are 2 distinct orbs. One in the like top left half, one in the top or the bottom right half that have been divided by a black line, like thin black line, and a like black thread spirals out from the bottom left orb. You see that there is what appears to be a flame in the second tapestry, where it appears humans are being born out of, like as if they were blossoming from the flame. In the top right, in the third tapestry, there appears to be some sort of battle, like large-scale battle full of different races, different like glitz of what could be armor fighting against some sort of enemy atop a rocky mountaintop. And the final tapestry is very similar. same kind of rocky mountaintop, but there are what appear to be like flashes, or like red, white, purple thread all weaved together to form like flashes, overtaking the battlefield itself.
And these were the tapestries that we couldn't quite get out, or are these different?
Yes, these are the tapestries that you had considered trying to like remove from the dungeon.
No, so they were successful.
Oh,
It appears
okay.
that way.
Previous adventure.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to
Yeah.
like go into detail of what they look like.
Neat. Okay.
Alright.
All right, so as you all spend some time walking around, see a couple of the guards begin to shuffle down and take seats. Just glancing around, making sure everything's okay. You can hear a couple like grunts in the back, and a little bit of like small murmuring. Is there anything
Oh.
else you all would like to do?
Try to find a good place where I can be, where I can see and hear without necessarily being seen and heard. Sort of, lower key area.
Okay.
I'd like to
Where
go back and. Oh, sorry.
where are you thinking?
I don't know, I guess go up the stairs and look off the railing, but not like too close to the edge, I guess.
Like, I'm assuming there's like a whole sea of people here, or is it
Oh.
pretty
Not
well?
Not at the moment. It's just the guards, the servers, and you all at the moment.
No. Okay.
I was gonna say I just wanted to go back and get myself some grilled chicken before it gets too busy in here.
Maybe another soup bowl
A
Oh
bread
god.
bowl.
Super.
or
God.
bread bowl. Yeah.
Really, you can easily make your way over towards the make-do banquet table. You can see there's a whole array of items. There's a little bit of, I don't know, like your traditional hors d'oeuvres, any sort of like small appetizers. It got like a charcuterie board or presentation. Really, anything you can think of is going to be there. You can easily get yourself a little plate, shove a little bit of food on it, and take it with you.
Sounds lovely.
All right, and Lightning, what do you want to be doing?
I don't really have my heart like set on anything at this moment. I'm just kind of like walking around and like taking in everything.
Sure.
Since we're so freaking early.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Is there anything you have your eye on, or just walking around, just trying to like keep tabs on what's going on?
Kind of just walking around looking at everything and then just like keeping tabs, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as you walk around, none of the items that are here look notable to you. They look very old. But there's nothing that's like kind of like seems out of the ordinary, too strange to really catch your eye. You all can bide your time for a good 15, 20 minutes or so when the door begins to open once again. And oh, I need to go grab my notes. Give me 1 second. God dang it. Of all the things I had prepared for this was the one thing I was like, hey, don't forget to do this. Hey, don't forget to do this. And of course, I forget to do it.
Of course.
I just want to make sure that I get folks' titles correct. Assuming I even have it. Uh-oh. You hear a very familiar voice, the voice of Jeeves, begin to call out. Yes. Now presenting Brynjolf Tumor, head of the Council of the Frigid Wolf. And you see a human of rather dark complexion, short brown hair with streaks of blonde, kind of like intermittently thrown in. See that he has a squarely defined jaw, littered with a little bit of stubble. His face is beginning to show signs of age, as wrinkles are starting to form on the forehead. He walks in, and Gale, you instantly pick up on this, with a little bit
Yeah,
of
I
a
was
limp.
gonna ask, would I know him?
You might be vaguely, you know the name, absolutely. But you notice that he begins to like walk in with a little bit of a limp as he leans on a like dark ebony cane, the top end fitted with like a golden, like balled up fist.
You
See
think
that?
he's pulling the same act I was, or
Go ahead and give me an insight.
sure?
He wears a black pleated blazer and formal dress pants, and slung around his shoulders is what appears to be a like large
Yep.
furry cloak made of Arctic bear's hide.
I'm probably too into my wine right now.
Yeah.
It's the new dance craze.
You're sipping every time the limb comes out. You have the glass up, and you miss it.
Go figure.
But if you'd like, go ahead and give me a history to see if you recognize specifically the name or what more about him.
15.
Okay. With 15, you know that he is one of the members of the Council of the Frigid Wolf, which is essentially the group of nobles that leads the city and region of Hartham up to the north. This is the region that's located in the Arctic wildlands, and while your village is kind of on the outskirts of the region, coming from the city itself, you would have been very familiar with like the goings on and like the whole political deal they have there.
I guess I'll keep my distance.
Sounds good. You see that he begins to walk forward and pop up. He's going to take a direct left brush by you, Rayleigh, as you're kind of stumbling around. Just take a seat at the counter. You see the attendant begin to rummage through a couple of bottles specifically for him. You kind of see like gives a little exasperated sigh, picks one up, and then starts pouring a drink and slides his way. And he is just going to bide his time at the counter.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like he doesn't really want to be interacted with, so.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't want to be here at all.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that this is probably a long ass trek for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably like a 2-week venture, if I remember the distance right.
God.
I think it's a fair bit following the road around the mountains off to the north. Might be like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something around there.
Better be one hell of a party.
Yeah.
All right. As everyone begins to calm down again, you'll see one of the guards at the door begin to move a bit closer off to the left towards Brynjolf. Not beginning to like approach him, just making sure that like you figure like he wants easy access if anything should happen to him, while still being near the door, not in any sort of like aggressive, provocative way.
Yeah.
A few moments later, there is another call. The door begins to open once again. and you hear a familiar voice of Jeeves begin to call out. Yes, and we have Brom Aylesworth, emissary of the Divided Peaks. You see a short little dwarf with fiery red hair and a pale complexion. See that she wears a breastplate that must have been made by some dwarven smith, very ornate, containing an array of elegantly etched dwarven-looking runes, all lined in gold. And as she steps in, she kind of shudders at the announcement. You can see that a look of annoyance just washes over her face as she steps through and begins to take a seat after grabbing a big old plate of food.
Okay. Do I recognize either of these people?
Give
or
me a
would
history.
I have heard of them? Okay.
All I know is it doesn't sound like they were very happy to have her here.
I think she was probably more pissed off at the announcement. I wasn't a fan either.
Yeah.
13. I would say with Brynjolf, you've heard the name. Being like the head of the committee that kind of oversees all the political decisions of a region, it's definitely come around, especially in larger cities, but you don't know any specific details. At best, you like faintly recall that in his heyday, in his prime, he was once a very feared and ferocious warrior of the Northern Lands, but nothing else kind of sticks out to you.
Okay.
All right, a few more minutes begins to pass by. Roughly another 15 or so minutes. At this point, Brynjolf has Brynjolf has finished his drink and begin to move over. You see he's beginning to, oh my gosh. Getting so sick of my mouse double clicking when I'm trying to do stuff. Oh.
Yeah.
He begins to converse with one of the guards that's moved closer towards him. You see they're laughing, like a little bit, like shrugging the shoulders, just very casual, like the entire time. Brom's just digging into food at the table, at their plate. A couple of the other guards have begun to move around, just walk around the room, taking up a very stable position, but not seeming to change demeanor much.
Okay.
At this point, you hear Jeeves' voice ring through once again. Yes, we have Bartholomew Gleamweaver, emissary of the False Sea Grasslands. And you see coming out, swinging hard, just big toothy grin beaming everywhere. Pale-skinned human, clad in large, bulky silver plate armor. You see that there are gold trim outlines in the pauldrons and a crest of the Gleamweaver house, a side portrait of a lion bearing its teeth that's sewn into a rich purple pink-ish mantle flowing from the shoulders. Taking a quick look, it seems that the armor appears to be more ornamental rather than actual use for battle.
Where did you say this person was from?
From the False Sea Grasslands.
Okay.
You see that he's got a like rather rough cut jaw, the full like neatly trimmed beard that covers the lower half of his face. Begins to walk on in. Begins to greet and shake the guard's hands as he walks in, just smiling nonstop. Takes a look around to you, really. And you just see, this is that extrovert that is not afraid to talk to absolutely anyone, and you are the first victim he sees. He goes up directly to you, arm outstretched. Hi, yes, hello, I am Bartholomew Gleamweaver. Perhaps you've heard of me. How are you doing today? Have you liked the party so far?
Yeah, it's
Kinda-
been lovely. I am Rayleigh Elwood. I work for the guild in town. I worked with Dresmorland here, and to procure some of the items here, as well as some of my friends.
Oh, that sounds absolutely fascinating. Tell me, what has your work been like?
A lot of adventuring around, dealing with both uh, creatures like orcs, as well as gathering archaeological artifacts, as well as just dealing with any kind of problems in town. It's a lot.
Oh, it sounds like it. I mostly deal with paperwork up at Ravensworth. I don't often get to go on adventures of my own. Perhaps we can live vicariously through you today. Did you secure any of these items that are here?
Yes. I'll point to all the different paintings that we procured, as well as the tapestries, and I guess lead them through the coins. And
Yeah,
Is he
all of it.
talking loudly? Like, do we pick up on this?
Oh,
Probably.
absolutely. He is not
Okay.
afraid to be quiet in the slightest. He makes sure his presence is known in the room.
I kind of stare into my wine glass and walk over to Sev and say, "Do you think we should rescue him?"
Let me ask. I'm gonna go ahead and send a message to Rayleigh. Do you need help with him?
maybe in like a few minutes. I'm not sure how much I can keep this up on my own.
No problem. We'll be over there soon. Mutter over to Gale. He said he might.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on him.
Yes.
Fantastic. Where are you planning on leading him off to first, really?
I guess to the tapestries that we found.
Okay. Okay. So you two can make your way off towards the tapestries. We'll take a quick look at them. I don't have much of a mind for these. They sure do look pretty, though. Any idea how old they are?
Well, I can tell you that even though they were quite ancient, like before any of our civilizations, probably, there were still ghosts roaming the halls, actually.
Ghosts! Ghosts, you say?
Right, yeah.
Oh my god.
Banshees, ghouls, skeletons, a whole lot of them.
Oh, if only I had been there. I have the perfect weapon for ghosts and other spiritual ilk.
Oh, really?
Ah, yes. My trusty companion, Valorglint, will start to pat down at his side. As you take a
Gale
quick...
visually face palms himself and turns around, looking at the stained glass outside the other way, just because of how cringe this is.
He'll pat down at his
Trying to
side.
appeal to my audience.
And kind of one of those quick flourishes of the mantle, just kind of brush it aside. And you see what appears to be a very ornate hilt of a sword sheathed at his waist. I mean, it's just pat the pommel.
Probably forged with pyrite or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that's quite lovely. When I was there, I had to rely on magic mostly. My daggers and bow and arrow don't do a lot to things that are already dead.
Actually, Gale is going to think for a moment and say, "How did he get a weapon in here?"
That is a question.
That is a question. He'll go ahead and respond back to Rayleigh. Ah, yes, classic misunderstanding. You know, our physical weapons, just normal weapons, won't have any sort of much effect on those who are no longer with us. I mean, do you have anything on you? How were you able to overcome such adversity?
I have. I'll show him my acorn. I have a spell that lets me cast birds and animals from this, and they're technically spirits, so they can fight. But I was mostly just hiding, concentrating, letting them do it.
So you're a magic man, huh? Didn't strike me the type. What with the... All right. Well,
I turn to Seven and say, I think it's time we save him.
You're probably right. Alright.
what are y'all looking at doing?
Oh, well. I guess we'll head down the stairs.
Fantastic. Lightning, what are you doing during all this?
Honestly, I'm just kind of watching. I really don't know how to like navigate these scenarios very well yet. I don't think.
Sure.
So yeah.
Sure. So just walking around. I feel like you can kind of like trail about a good like 15, 20 feet behind, just over listening over to the conversation between Bartholomew and Rayleigh. You see Sev and Gale begin to meander their way over towards Rayleigh and Bartholomew as they've now moved on to the next tapestry. Bartholomew is just going off. I really don't understand what this could possibly mean. It looks like Alisar's flame at the very bottom, but why are there people growing out of it? This makes no sense. I mean, it looks very, very... Wouldn't you say so, my friend? It looks very, very pretty, but...
Good evening. Have we met?
No, I don't believe so. I am Bartholomew Gleamweaver, coming from Ravensworth. And you are, who do I have the pleasure of making the acquaintance of?
I'm Severana. You may call me Sev. Nice to meet you.
I'm Gale Runehearth. You can call me Gale.
Sev
We're some
Gale.
of the companions who travel with Rayleigh here.
Oh, you all together. So you all mastered the spiritual. Ooh. What were your adventures like? Tell me more of this undead.
Oh, you just have to know how to handle them, which we have grown quite accustomed to. Yes, it's certainly helpful to have magic in such situations, although I've not had much of a knack for physical weapons myself anyway. But yes.
Suffice it to say, we have the capability of defending ourselves against many a creature. We even managed to best a troll.
Oh, what fun that was.
You'll see like just a look of shock roll through Bartholomew's face. He just looks aghast, me hear an audible. Just, a troll, you say?
Well, we had to kill it a couple of times before it actually stayed dead.
Yes,
But,
we needed a lot of fire.
Yes, and
Yeah.
should definitely remember that yourself. If you ever encounter one, fire comes
Or just
in
run.
quite handy. Running, yes. Running is good, too. Yes.
Oh, that is never an option. Bartholomew does not run from any sort of troubles or problems that arise.
Well, if you do encounter one, just keep in mind, if it looks like it's dead, make sure.
Yeah.
Yes, duly noted. I suppose. So, what are the two of you? Motion over to Seven, Gale. What was your involvement in this process?
Oh, we sort of just did a precursory exploration of the ruins that we found some of these artifacts in. Made sure there was nothing dangerous and took care of anything that was. And once it was all clear, we gave Dresmolden and the researchers a count of everything there was to find, and they went in and brought it out here.
So, research, security, and I suppose procurement.
Yes.
That's very fascinating. Well, I respect the work you do. As I was telling this strapping young lad here, I don't have much of a mind for these sorts of ordeals, I suppose. But as long as someone can, we'll have more history being unearthed. And as he's beginning to speak, you'll hear Jeeves once again begin to announce another member arriving.
Oh.
You'll hear him cry, "Yes, next we have Irina Amari, head scribe of the 6 Apostles of Gestal." And you'll
Someone
say,
churchy.
Is this someone I know?
go ahead, give me a history if you'd like to see if you know this person. You'll see a human with a olive skin tone and long flowing brunette hair, which is about like halfway down her back, just flowing which way and why as she walks forward. Has a sharp
Well,
chin
how about
and shimmering eyes, and as she speaks, notice that she draws out, kind of like elongates her vowels, I suppose, and she has like teeth that just glisten as she smiles, shaking, like waving to Jeeves, passing in.
He has a grill.
She wears an open shoulder, kind of like tiered dress, seems to be made of light green silk. White lace gloves reach up to her elbows, and a thin sheer green veil rests atop her head. She'll begin to make her way in towards the front, and Bartholomew will immediately cut off. "Oh, it's been a pleasure conversing, my new friends. I have other matters to attend to, if you'll excuse me."
Oh,
Have a good
not
time.
speaking with
And
you.
if ever you need anything, don't hesitate to call on the guild.
Yes. Fantastic. He begins to wave you off. His back is already turned to you. He's gonna make his way.
I guess I kind of turn to Rayleigh and Sev and say, I guess that problem solved itself.
Yeah.
He's gonna meet back
Bye,
up
butterfly.
with
I'm
Naressa.
waiting until he's out of earshot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah, he is like taking a leading Irina off to the side, beginning to like take her aside. You can see them starting to chat, shake hands, a quick little embrace, and begin conversing on their own.
Does she seem happy to be conversing with him?
Need perception.
Sure.
And do I know who she is with that nat 20?
With Irina, yes, with the 23.
23.
There we
23 and a
go.
23, Jesus. You definitely know of the scribes. They're an order that's kind of dedicated to recovering documents and archiving different events to prevent any sort of issues and like loss of information history moving forward. They're loosely related to the Church of the Capital, but they're located in Gestal, in the Dumorn Plains off to the southwest.
So
Okay.
they're probably like medieval monks who write and archive things that
Oh,
are
I def-
funded by the church, but not really part of it.
Well,
Kind of similar.
if she's got ties to the Capital Church, then I would definitely have heard of her then.
With I guess for perspective, I have this kind of in the mindset of like the Magisters from Game of Thrones and how
Yeah.
they're kind of on their, like they're not really a fringe group, but they're removed largely from like the core, like reigning government, but they're still called upon when needed.
Right.
All right. A few more minutes begins to pass. It's been roughly a good 45-ish, reaching an hour since you've been here. And another name begins to be called. You'll hear Jeeves once again ring in. Yes, next we have Nashandra Lothindil, Magister of the Mists. And in you see an elf with a dark, ashy violet complexion, accentuated by long, silvery pink hair fastened into elegant braids to the left and right of their head. An onyx
So,
gem
me.
is set in a silver circlet atop her head. She wears a delicate periwinkle blue dress with white lace lining that highlights the ruffles. And a look of boredom and disappointment is ever present on her face as she walks through the door and just begins to nonchalantly wave off Jeeves.
That's a wonder how Dressmorland gets all these people here,
Yeah.
like against their will.
Yeah.
And did the scribe look like she was having a good time having
Oh.
a conversation, or was she cringing?
Thank you. Not cringing, but it
Definitely being polite about it.
A little overwhelmed.
seemed as if she was giving him the formalities, like the fake smile that, yes, great, oh, we're doing fantastic, yes, the simple, like mind-numbing hand waves and just gestures and just going through with the motions. As Nashandra begins to walk in, you see her kind of like dip through between Brynjolf and the Paler, taking a seat over by the bar near the Elven Guard, who begins to stand up a bit closer at attention, now intimately like scanning around. You see her converse with the attendant, who brings a quick drink, something shimmery and blue, and begins to set it down in front of her.
Yeah, I guess maybe Gale might be feeling a bit peckish and doesn't want to get too drunk, even though I'm technically someone who could purge poison.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab some hors d'oeuvres and maybe eavesdrop a little bit if
Yeah,
the
that's what I
dwarven
was
lady
thinking.
is talking with anyone.
Sure. Yeah.
You listen to her, I'll listen to the elf.
The question though, does anyone else feel like Jeeves isn't happy to be here?
No one wants to be here except us.
Right.
Little muffled. What was that?
Does anyone else feel like Jeeves doesn't want to be here?
For those of you trying to eavesdrop, or should I say, Jeeves drop? Hey,
Oh no, that was
give me
terrible.
another perception.
All of Cyndrus implodes. The end.
Yeah. Sorry, what are we rolling?
Perception. Trying to take a listen.
Nine.
You know what? I'm vaguely curious too. I might as well follow along.
Okay. Is there any particular person you're trying to get closer to?
Doesn't much matter, but I don't know. I was just gonna follow the group.
All right. Well, it's
So
split
what
These
off.
are
hors
looking
d'oeuvres
to?
are fantastic.
It's split off. Seb went off to the left. Gale went off to the right. Any particular person you'd
I
prefer to
guess I'll
trail
just
after?
be following Gale then.
Okay. And Lightning, are you trying to just listen in as well, or still just kind of like off minding your own business?
She had to go take care of the kitten.
Gotcha. Okay. I just want to make sure that we're getting to everyone. All right. So I'd say really can go ahead, just follow Gale over towards the like hors d'oeuvre table. And Gale, you see a wide spread of food items in front of you. Plates at the ready, anything imaginable on this spread that you can think of, ranging from nice, fancy appetizers, like a little bit of caviar. You get some like clam shells, to just some nice little comfort food. You got some like home style greens, mashed potatoes, a little bit of gravy. Anything that you could think of to like kind of just fill you over for the moment. There's like a nice bread basket. As you're trying to listen around.
I guess I'll try and go for something that might be common in the capital that I'm from.
Sure. So probably
Hearth home or something. What was it? Hearth home?
Heartham or Heartham.
Heartham.
Either work.
Okay, Heartham.
So yeah, you see that the dwarf Brahm is conversing with the dwarf guard that's present. You don't glean a whole lot off the conversation. Mostly it's talks of, oh, it's been so long of a journey coming down from the mountains this way. I wish I'd go back. I don't like being down here. It's so low. I can hardly breathe. And then you hear the guard respond with, I know, but they don't even have Emberhorn Ale. Can you believe it? What a shame. You hear them begin to like discuss just some of the formalities of wishing they were back at their city.
No, fair. I don't think Dresmorland or most of this crowd would be into fancy beer.
Yeah.
Or maybe it isn't fancy beer.
So, you're trying to listen to Nashandra.
Yes.
All right. And with a 13,
Mm-hmm.
you overhear bits of conversation, mostly of trade talk, of Nashandra conversing with what appears, now that you're right up next to the elf, I see that they appear to be another drow, and just talk of home. They mentioned they're from the Mistwoods up to the northwest of Cyndrus, and that they cannot wait to get back from where they had come from, and they hate being down here. You hear Nashandra in a very kind of antagonistic tone begin the retorts. It is beneath me to have to participate with these fools. They don't understand just this. I can't wait till we go back and all this is done and over with, and that fool Dresmorland can just carry on with his ways. Begins to take another sip of her drink.
Common sentiment, I hear.
And that's about it.
All right.
And it makes me wonder what she knows, if she knows more than he does.
Yeah.
As you all are kind of trying to like glean any information off of the other guests, Jeeves once again begins to break out and cry through the crowds, which have increasingly grown a bit louder as time has moved on. You hear him begin to cry. Yes, and next we have Tamius Fabrici, Master of Coin of Beggar's Bay. And in you see
He's Italian.
what appears to be the most casual uh, of the bunch. You see a human with dark olive skin and thick, hairy forearms. Yeah,
So
short,
he's
peppered,
Italian.
black and gray hair that's brushed to the one side and a full beard that fills out the lower half of his face. Notice that he has intense eyes that seem to trail whatever he has in his gaze. And yeah, it appears to be the most casual of the entire bunch, wearing a white dress shirt that's been like rolled up halfway up to like his elbows, with a crimson vest completed with gray pants and a black bow tie, as well as gold rings on his fingers. And
Yeah.
he'll head off, excuse himself between Brynjolf, off to the bar, sitting right beside Nishandra. And you hear him converse with the barkeep present. Seems like, hey, you got any of that Emberhorn ale out back there? What do you mean,
God, is
no?
even free drinking?
All right, it's fine. Just give me whatever you have. It's okay.
You
So
found the one person who wants to be here.
Yep.
you notice Nishandra just roll her eyes and just like this exasperated sigh of disgust as she begins to slowly excuse herself as if like trying not to make any sort of
Going to draw an
sound.
opportunity attack. Oh god.
And she is just going to slowly walk away and walk down towards the items, and the elven guard is gonna follow her.
I'm gonna casually stroll over to, and I'm just gonna be like gazing up at the statue here. Interesting, company, isn't it? Sips wine.
Yes, it is a necessity. Unfortunately, I'd much rather this event be dismissed.
Certainly,
I'm not sure I'm familiar with your face. You don't often
Oh.
see another of our kind around these parts. I am Nishandra Lathindil, and you are...
Severana Indoril. You, my friends call me Sev. Quite nice, actually, meeting another one of our kin here. Does tends to not be a whole lot of us around these parts, but you do what you can to bring a bit of home where you go, so you can manage being around those who aren't quite as familiar. Well, what do you think of the other festivities besides the party guests?
In what way, Severana?
Oh, just anything look interesting to see.
Well, I am curious what Dresmorland has dug up this time. He's always coming up with these different exhibits of his that seem to be, well, mostly junk, if you ask me. Though this figure is a bit intriguing to me. Motioning off to the lizard folk
Yeah.
statue at the Force Center.
Well, I could let you in on a little secret about these figures here. My associates and I were actually responsible for clearing them out of their resting place before they ended up here. So, quite interesting indeed. they were not in the friendliest of places, but we were the ones tasked with a reconnaissance mission to see what was in this old location. I am quite curious, though, what some of his former exhibits were. Are they just the other things here in the museum that are on normal display, or something else that I would not have seen before?
It's been a mess of items during the past few years. Most seem to be relics of time and other unearthed treasures from what he claims to be ages past.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can certainly tell you that everything here is. We confirmed it was from before the dark, which is rather interesting, but does sound like it's a very unique hobby of his to find these things. And I do wonder how he would have come across things in the past.
Well, from what I understand, he would send teams to go through whatever ruins or tombs he might have come across on his journeys and travels.
That's what we did, yes. I just don't know how he finds them in the first place. Is it just something that one stumbles across and then, just by chance, or how would he have known about this place?
Well, from my understanding, he often travels across the land searching for Pokemon far and wide. No,
Yeah, I have the same thought.
Katrina missed my cross.
Pokemon.
Oh god, I
Team
hate
effort.
it. I hate it. I regret everything. I made mistakes. It's to my understanding that he takes a team with him as he goes off to travel and explore any sort of old relics and documents that point to anything that might potentially have something worth exploring, something that might not have been uncovered yet.
Well, seems quite well traveled indeed.
Yes, and if not, well, I believe the traveling life suits him well, for he is not much, as I'm sure you're aware, a people person.
Yes, well, quite the character when we first met him, but I mean, if he pays well, it's certainly not too difficult. And I mean, my associates and I did most of the exploring as he, stayed out of the area.
Yes, that sounds about right. Well, if you'll excuse me, I do
Okay.
have other matters I would need to attend to.
Oh, yes.
And she shoots a quick glance over to the guard beside her, and they begin to make their way off towards the stairway. The guard's just gonna follow.
Yeah.
I guess me and Rayleigh are just chilling at the table eating our food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already made one pass, so I have a piece of bread on my plate and just enjoying it happily.
Fantastic.
Bread. Are you from, what is it, Beggar's Bay?
The Piddle Glades.
Oh, the Piddle Blades.
Yep. So at this point, Bartholomew will be walking away from Irna taken a seat besides like one of the other tables that you would that you're sitting at currently. And he sees you, big toothy grin begins to wave over very frantically. And he's about to speak. And the guard on the other end of the table begins to ask him a couple of questions. Oh, yes, good to see you, my lord. It's been so long since you've been back down to Grimsooth. How are things going off in Ravensworth? Your Bartholomew begin to respond. Oh, I'm so happy you asked. And he'll begin to list off a myriad of responsibility, just mundane responsibilities.
I'm going to turn to Rayleigh and say, I'm going to grab some more wine.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Make your way over. Now finally free, Irina is... She just gives off the sigh and begins to sit down at the nearest chair to her. And you see her just pull it out and sit in like a little bit of a shadow from the pillar near you, really. She'll begin to look over your way with a rather like gentle voice, big old smile, gleaming smile. Look up to you. Oh, yes. Hello, I don't believe we've met before. You're not a familiar face here. What is your story? I am Irina.
I am Rayleigh Elwood. I work at the guild in town. Dres Moreland had us procure the artifacts that he has on display today.
So you're
From the
responsible
nearby
for
ruins.
bringing us here.
Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, technically, I didn't send out any invites. I just went on an adventure through the ruins with my friends, and well, we got an invite because of it.
No, I understand. You're just doing your job. Tell me, how have you been enjoying the event so far?
I mean, it's definitely got some nice food, nice atmosphere, but so far most of the people, either because it's been a long drive or a long ride over, or just because of life, do not seem happy to be here.
Probably because of Dresmorland.
You see, in part, well, I am sure you're aware that Dresmolin is a special kind of character. He has a certain charm and way about him. And
That is one way to say it, yes.
most of us present are just very tired of dealing with him and his antics. But in addition, I mean, we're not all fond of each other, if we're telling the truth. Like, for instance, you see, she'll motion over to, like, point over towards Bartholomew. Bartholomew over there. In much a similar way, he has a very similar charm to Dresmorland, where most would rather just look to ignore him. And as Irina's beginning to point to Bartholomew, he flicks his head back, notices her pointing, begins to wave once again, smiling real bright, just shakes her head and like face palms on the like shoulder or elbow down on the table, and just shakes her head. Or, for instance,
I can imagine.
We have Nishandra, off from the Mistwood. No, the drow that occupy the Mistwood tend to be rather secretive and elusive in their ways, not preferring to interact with outsiders, so most of us prefer to keep our distance from them. And it's just an odd, how do I say, an odd formal necessity that we arrive to see any new items that we might be potentially taking with us for our own cities.
I see, I see. Yeah, I can definitely concur with you on Moreland. He's not a terrible person, but he's not a good people person, that's for sure.
I hope your experience with him has been favorable, at the very least.
It's definitely been a good business arrangement, and I mean, I don't get the feeling that he's trying to be rude so much as that he's just good at it.
So she begins to crack a bit of a smile. Yes, I
Gotta stick to your strengths, right?
suppose that is true. I take it that these other new faces here are your companions.
Probably. I mean, at least 3 of them are.
Well, I recognize most everyone else here, save for a couple of the attendants.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and now just point to Sev, Gale, and Lightning so that, just to be clear that we're talking about the same people.
Yes, well, if you don't mind, I would prefer to at least act engaged with someone else. Do you want introducing me, in case anyone else might try to come up and intrude on the conversation?
Yeah, we should have rescued her.
Yeah.
Let's go over to Sev. She's
Yeah.
normally pretty good at this. Not too talkative, so you should just be able to relax.
All right.
I'll kind of see you guys are like looking over at me and then give a gentle
Oops.
wave.
Sure. Yeah, you two can make your way from the table and begin to head off to Sev and Lightning. Irna will begin to approach you and give like a slight little curtsy, setting out her dress. I am Irina Amari, head scribe off in Gastal of the New Morn Plains, and you two are. I was just talking with your companion, Rayleigh, I believe his name was.
Oh, yes. My name is Severana. You may call me Sev.
And I'm Lightning after Thunder, but you can call me Lightning.
Oh, both with the rather long names, aren't you? Okay. Sev. Getting a
As
little
you,
nod.
I'm sure you know, people like me do tend to have names on the longer side.
Gives a slight little look over towards Lashandra. Yeah, yes, I am familiar, at the very least. Begins to look over towards you, Lightning. And you, Lightning, was it?
Yep, that's me.
Oh. Lightning before, after thunder. It's a
Yeah,
very
after Thunder.
curious name. How'd you come by it?
I was barely born, so I'm not 1000% sure, but I can tell you that any tabaxi like me have a type of title like this for their namesake.
Oh,
Yes,
so
another custom of her people, such as the one for mine.
so it's less of a name, more of a title. That must be rather hard to adjust to. Do you feel any against the kind of stumble her words, thinking of what to say? Is there any sort of burden of expectation or worry that you might not live up to your title?
I mean, I can't speak for all Tabaxi. I'm sure some people have performance anxiety, but I'm just fine.
She begins to look around, blush a little, holding up like a hand to her mouth. Oh, yes, that's my apologies. My apologies for intruding. So, what is your involvement in all of this? Rayleigh was telling me that you all are involved with Dresmorlin, it seems.
Yeah, we're more like procurement. I was tasked to basically bring him a specific couple of items, and that's how I ended up in the city at this gala.
It's funny, she actually came from procuring an item along with a a family member of mine. Quite a small world, actually.
Yeah, lightning is our +1. We had a quest recently where we ended up working together, so figured what
Yeah,
better time to invite him, someone who already has met the host anyway.
precisely.
As
Um,
as you say, she's a +1. Irina takes like a quick scan up and down of lightning, just kind of mutters under her breath. Yes, it seems that way.
Rude.
Lightning just kind of like scowls at her real quick.
well, so how were those the hors d'oeuvres? I've had a couple glasses of wine and feel like perhaps some bread to soak some of it up. When you're rather small like me, you do need to be aware of such things, especially in such a large amount of company. Would there be anything that you recommend to snack on?
Um, well, yes, there is the caviar that comes directly from our shores, mind you. It's
Oh,
some
it's
of the
been quite
best
some
that you can
time.
find around.
It's been quite some time since I've had such fresh caviar. That does sound wonderful.
There's also a bit of uh, slightly toasted bread with a little bit of pesto. Gives a nice little kick that I
Oh, that
rather
sounds
enjoy.
wonderful. All right, so some caviar and pesto on toast. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Well, I think I'm going to go get myself some to eat real quick.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, be wonderful.
Yes. All right. Well, you two take care. It was a pleasure meeting you, and you, of course, as well, Rayleigh. I shall meet up with you perhaps a bit later this evening.
Okay, try and enjoy your night.
She'll once again curtsy and begin to take her leave, heading off towards the left, going up towards the balcony, taking a look at
I
the
just
different
mean mugger
paintings.
the whole time.
I'm just
I'm
gonna
gonna
the
kind
stink
of
eye.
like
Yeah.
lightly. I'm gonna like lightly touch Lightning's hand. Sorry about that. Well, um, at least I got us out of that one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we do have to remain as cheery around our company as we can. And go ahead and help myself to some of the caviar pesto toast. This is a step above the avocado toast.
So as you reach for the
I'm gonna.
toast, you see that like it's kind of like, it's like a crouton type texture, right? It's very
Yeah,
crisp, very
yeah.
hard, but it's also got like a spread of garlic and other herbs on top, along
Yeah.
with the pesto, actual like pesto itself.
That actually sounds so good right now. I'm hungry.
Me too.
I'm not a caviar person, but I would love to get into some of that toast.
I'm gonna like flag someone down, like one of the attendants.
Mm-hmm.
I'd ask them to bring me a bread bowl.
Fantastic. You can go take a look around. You'll see that all of the servers that are coming out, the barkeep, a couple of the attendants that have been coming in, like replacing used dishes, anything that's been left behind. You see one of them is carrying like a tray of glasses with some sort of drink inside. You can call him over. Yes, and what can I treat you to tonight?
All right, listen, I've been here once before, and I know the kitchen can do this, but I am just craving. I want a roll of bread, but I want you to shell it out like a bowl and put soup in the middle of it.
Shell out the bread.
Make it like a bowl.
And put soup?
Put the soup in it.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Whatever tickles your fancy. Once it's done, we will prepare it. Currently, the kitchen is working on main courses. It may take a little while for the soup to fully be ready, but we will get it out to you. Not a problem.
Thanks.
You'll
So
see
the
him.
lore here is that Lightning invented bread bowls, or is it that it's actually
Yeah.
common for
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is my thinking of the lore on bread bowls. She invents it. She meets up with Jinprax, who, as a side business, in addition
With
to the wheelbarrow
wheelbarrows.
advertising thing,
Yeah.
just it picks up all over Grimsooth, Abbybrook,
Yeah.
the entire continent.
Yep.
Better be getting royalties.
Yep.
Right?
But
It
you'll see.
reminds me of how Iroh canonically invented boba tea.
So you'll see that the server goes back towards the kitchen doors. You'll see them like all flap open. It's kind of like those, I don't know, kind of like, I don't know if they're French doors, but like the ones that occupy like half of the doorway itself and then kind of like swing back and forth. And after a couple minutes, you'll hear a very familiar voice saying, "Bread bowls? I've made this before. Yes." Just kind of like echoing, like piercing
Actually
through the crowd.
excited.
And yeah, a couple minutes goes by. At this point, everyone seems to have gone off to their own corners, minding their own business. Bartholomew is talking with a guard at the table. You see Brahm just downing mug after mug after mug after mug of some sort of liquid, and a guard standing next to her. A couple of the other guards have shifted around. You see that Brynjolf has made his way off towards the balcony as well, looking at some of the paintings. He's had a guard follow him. And the guard that had been stationed by the left wall has moved over to be right up next to the doorway.
Okay.
About 10 minutes or so passes by. Things seem to have calmed down. And could I have a perception check from everyone?
Everyone?
Yes.
Give me just a moment.
At 20.
God damn it.
Okay.
Damn.
Sir?
Perception, please.
Right.
Only Gale.
Okay.
Mhm.
All
I'm
of you
human, it's a 16.
all of you are going through with your activities, conversing amongst yourselves, taking a look around the room. Gale, you notice a slight little thud. Small, faint little thud. Some sort of impact come from the wall beyond you, down to the south.
Is that like by the entrance or?
It seems to have come from like beyond the
The other
walls.
side of the wall.
Right, from the bottom wall to the south.
Do I hear it too, or just Gale?
Just Gale.
Okay.
I'll be aware of it, but I'm not gonna immediately do anything because I don't want to attract attention.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good. About a minute
I
or
mean,
so.
it's just a thud. It could be anything. So
Yeah.
About a minute or so passes by, and a familiar voice calls out from the entryway as the door begins to unlock, open, and you hear Jeeves once again announce, "And finally, we have Dresmorland Hoons, proprietor and curator of the Gallery of Exploration, and the host of Life from Beyond tonight." Most of the talking begins to stop, and silence begins to fill the hall, save for the music going around. As Dresmerlin enters, you see that he is wearing the same kind of like off-white color that he normally wears with his like explorer's uniform, but he's traded it in for some sort of suit and coat outfit. Has like a double-breasted kind of frock coat, a little bit of like a mantle coming off from where the collar would be. Just entirely, almost all monotonous, one color of this like off-white beige. As he begins to walk forward, he waves around, takes a look at everyone, makes eye contact with Gale, Sev, and Rayleigh.
I'm gonna bow my head when he meets my gaze.
Yeah, I'll give a nod and a little wave.
And he begins to walk towards the very middle of the room.
Mm-hmm.
With a wave of his hands, the music begins to diminish and quiet down. And he'll begin to speak and address the attendees. Ladies and gentlemen, all peoples between, I have the honor and privilege to welcome you to an early showing of our newest adventure. With the help of these adventurers, I begin to wave off and announce to you, Sev, Rayleigh, Gale.
I'm just gonna smile.
Yeah, me too.
Chuckles a little bit. The Gallery of Exploration was able to uncover new secrets never found by Cyndrus before. It is with hope that we believe these items and artifacts may offer more guidance on the history of our great land. Perhaps shed a light on how to break free from the curse we're under. With your continued support, these excavations will remain funded and further secrets will be uncovered. There's a bit of an audible groan as he tries to skim over your continued support. Just, yeah.
Does the human sitting next to me kind of groan too, or is he just drunk?
Oh no, he's swinging around. He's like back to the bartender. His feet are like swinging on the bar stool. He's like, of course.
Okay, if he does anything to like super embarrass himself, he'll try and casually cast Cure Poison.
Okay. So you hear a bit of a groan coming from the various different guests around. And as if this is something that like he's always bringing up, and the attendees are just tired of constantly listening to it.
I guess we know how he gets his money.
Yeah.
One by one, there's a tired applause, and Dress Merlin will begin to go over the to the items, and one by one begin to explain what he believes the item represents to lost civilization, why he believes they're important. He'll move over towards the he'll move over towards the lizard folk statue. Not much had been discovered about the origins of this statue. However, it seems to come from a time before the dark. It seems to be some sort of primordial, perhaps, origin of our lizard folk friends. It
When he says
seems
lizard folk, he's talking about Dragonborn, right?
nope, specifically talking
Oh,
about lizard
okay.
folk.
Yeah.
There's a there is a difference between dragon folk and dragonborn and lizard folk.
I
All
mean,
right.
I imagine they both like have similar origins though.
No, I was just curious. That's all. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, no worries.
It's the first time I don't think I knew that personally.
He'll begin to go over towards the different tapestries. He'll talk about what he believes the origins to mean, going over the birth of humans and halflings blooming and blossoming out of the flame of Alisar. He'll talk about the horrors of the battlefield on the mountaintop and the flash of lights on the last tapestry. And it seems this may refer to the same painting that we have off in our gallery at the museum here. It seems that whatever this event was, we believe it may have been the penultimate fight that led to the curse of the dark. We are still looking for more information. But again, with your continued support, we will unearth more history. Begins to make direct eye contact with Irina, taking a look over towards the balcony. Yes, which reminds me. Up top here we have 6 paintings that were recovered. It seems these paintings are part of some sort of... We're not quite sure what they were a part of, if I'm being honest. They were in a room whose floors had been dilapidated and fell and caved through. The room itself containing lava. How these paintings had managed to be recovered and returned safely or preserved, we don't know. We'll begin to go through the different paintings, noting that they don't seem to be like anything that he's seen before. That these seem to be an entirely new author or artist. So, our next goal, it seems. If you take a look at all of these, it seems as if they were designed for a purpose. Seems as if they were designed with intention, apart from just some landscape. I believe the next excavation of ours may be in an attempt to recover some more pieces of work such as these. They are certainly what have me the most intrigued at this point.
Out of game, I thought we had a different backstory on the painting.
What do you mean?
Wasn't it like an artist that normally does portraits, but did paintings this time. I did landscapes this
Yeah,
time.
I remember that too, unless he's
Yeah.
deliberately misleading people.
Hmm. Mm-mm. He'll take a walk around, begin to go through the motions while he's up top. You hear the like click of his boots begin to just echo through the hall. It's just silence, no one speaking, barely even breathing. He'll begin to climb up towards the very center, making his way towards like the apex of the balcony. And as he reaches, he stops, takes a look around. So, my friends, if there's anything that strikes your fancy that may provide some sort of boon for your city, your region, I'm sure we can come to some sort of deal for you to take these items with you as you leave and work out some sort of funding.
Licensing deals.
Is
Yeah.
there any among you who would like to? And as he's speaking, he is cut off as various different shimmers of light begin to form
Fucking knew it.
in the room.
Oh boy.
You see just this kind of pinkish lights, roughly like 5 foot tall or so, begin to form in different spaces on the ground. And after about a second, they appear to be looking rather humanoid. And as if looking through a portal, essentially. A couple of figures, red hoods, red robes, begin to make their way out.
They begin to make their way out where?
Out of the portals they step through and are now present in the room.
I
just gonna
cast
hold-
Shillelagh on my staff and wait for whatever's gonna happen next.
I'm going to need some initiative, y'all.
Okay,
I'm
fucking knew it.
Give me 1 second to get y'all in the... Hold on. Well, I think that should be fine. I think that's going to get you in order.
You really wanted to like act as if you're so offended that we're paranoid.
I am
This
offended.
is why we have
You
trust
are.
issues.
I am offended.
This is why we have trust issues.
Golem?
I mean, for all we know, he rewrote his part because we brought stuff in.
Because we had trust issues.
So, yes, as the figures begin to emerge, coming off of, like, right in front of the chandelier, there begins to appear a larger portal, and out comes a lumbering, massive metal machine
Oh, this is
that just
this is fun.
hunkers down in the center of the room.
Metal Gear?
Yes, this is Rex. All right, and this all should be good. Cool. All right, what are we looking at for initiative?
15.
There we go. Okay. Gale's at 15. Okay. Sorry, it didn't put everyone in, apparently, so...
Weird. Mine's 16, if that helps.
Yeah, yours got in fine.
Is it mine? I did it kind of early. I didn't realize I had to wait.
Yeah, no worries. There are a lot of six... Jesus Christ. Okay. Good God. Oh, this poor little buddy. Let me try to edit down what I have here.
You say for a bunch of 16s? Do I need to re-roll?
No. It's all good. Manually has it. in place as it should be. Lightning, yours
Okay.
was
5.
nice.
No.
And Gale, yours was
I was 15.
15. And Sev, yours was
17.
17. Okay. That's plus 16. All right, fantastic. Off we start. So our first buckaroo is the elven guard that's off to the right here. Let's say he's a little bit closer towards the...
Oh, right. We
window.
actually have the guards helping.
Yeah, guards are stationed here. He's carrying a big old spear. Begins to just hold it with both hands, begin to thrust out towards the figure right in front of him.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys are probably gonna clean this up before it even gets to my turn.
We'll see.
We'll see.
With a 14, he's gonna connect. All right. Now bring us up to our next friendo. All right, which is our guard off to the top. Gonna take another big ol' swing. Pulls out a longsword that's been strapped to his side. The 17 goes and connects with the figure that's right next to him as well. Ooh, there's like a giant groan as it begins to slash out, but this seems a bit bulkier, a bit more sturdy on his feet. All right. Just going to bring us off to a guard down below us, right in front of you, Seb. He's going to rush up to meet one of the figures right beside a one of the mummies. Do the same thing, try to swipe out with the sword.
At me?
No, towards the figure that just came out.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he is going to try to take out his sword, slash. He cuts open some of the like binding of the mummified body itself. You can see some strands begin to just like unfurl and loosen up. Misses the figure right in front of him. All right, let's bring us off to the dwarf guard right into the right of Braum, who's just gonna take out an axe that's been at his backside, hold in both hands, and stand firm. That brings us off to one of our hooded figures up top. He's going to take a quick look around, take a quick sidestep, reach for the painting, and begin to move down and out of the way. That brings us to Dresmorland, who is taking a quick scan around. He looks frightened. He pulls out, you see a very like long, thin thrusting sword at his side. His hand kind of shaking as he begins to approach the figure off to the right of him. And you can just hear a faint grunt as he tries to swing forwards. And he is not going to hit. That brings us off to Sev. You just hear the clatter of the metal ringing off of the stone.
Alright, so all the enemies are within my eyesight. Alright. So, big guy here. I would like to cast Shatter on him, and yeah, it's a 10-foot radius, so it's pretty much just him that's gonna take it.
Okay.
Since he, creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal has a disadvantage on the saving throw, and I'm gonna need a con save for that.
Fantastic. Con, what's the DC?
DC should be 15.
All right.
Or 14? No, that's the day.
DC 15.
Yeah.
And he just passes.
With that disadvantage, damn it. All right.
Yep.
Let's see. Let me see if it takes half damage. So take 7 damage, thunder damage.
Fantastic, and it's thunder.
And so it's
Okay.
going to be very loud in here now.
Yeah, it
So-
just rings through. It catches, like, part of Shatter catches some of the pillars, so like they definitely like crumble, kind of buckle in the radius. They're not completely destroyed, but there's just like a giant chunk that's just been shattered. You just see like the debris falling apart. All right. And that will. Is there anything else you have to do?
Seb doesn't get bonus actions like Fog does, so no.
All right, that'll take us off to Rayleigh. What are you looking at doing?
So it's this guy here that took the painting, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And just to be clear, is this the only exit? Besides whatever portal they came from, which may or may not have dissipated, I don't know.
The pink auras have faded. They're no longer present. There is a doorway off to the left that the servers and attendants have been going through, delivering food and taking dishes back. There are the windows up on the balcony, and then there is a door off to the bottom.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Summon Beast right
Murder
around here.
squirrel! Murder squirrel!
Yeah, let's do a scroll. Sure, fine.
Murder squirrel! Murder squirrel!
All this time, all of this prep work, I don't think I included a goddamn squirrel.
You should have known better.
It's
Murder squirrel.
Yeah, that's
we did.
that's on
And
me.
especially, yeah, it is on you. And especially since we made a big deal of, oh yeah, he's gonna bring his acorn in case he needs to.
Yeah, it's been talked about this whole time.
Yeah, that's definitely on me.
Good job, babe. Go put the squirrel in right after Rayleigh.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a mouse for now, and then we will turn that into a squirrel later.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go with. I think it's under familiar.
Oh no.
There we go.
Yeah, that would have been.
Where do you want it to be?
I want it to be. I'm not sure if there's anyone here because I can't see, but like right around, I guess here, this tile here.
Okay, I can put it like right in front to the right of that. That is where one of the servers is currently standing.
Okay, so right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'll give ownership of that to you. Okay.
I mean, I guess technically I probably should have summoned them here and been used the turn to move them there since I can't see there, but you know, whatever.
I mean, you can still have him attack.
Right, exactly. So he was gonna be there either way.
Yeah.
Cool.
And in the meantime too, I'm gonna go ahead and use my, well, I guess actually I'm within range of this guy. I'm gonna ask him here if he happens to have a spare weapon on him.
You see that his hand is currently trying to like reach for his sword at his side. He takes a quick look at you. No, I don't, unfortunately. This is all I was permitted to carry with me before directing his attention back towards the figure.
Go ahead and grab the chair next to me.
The chair! Use the chair!
Right, exactly.
Oh, okay. Rayleigh's got the chair.
Fantastic.
Right, yeah.
This is happening.
Yeah.
It's the motherfucking Thunderdome.
You can go ahead and pick up the chair. Not a problem.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll the attack for the murder squirrel.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's just
See that?
just double checking the rules because I should know by now, but you know, it's just too complicated. Your spell attack modifier to hit, reach 5, hit 1d8 plus 4 plus the spell level's piercing damage. So, yeah. There's the damage plus 2.
So 12.
And then, yeah, the other one is 1d20 plus 4. So let's see if I actually hit or not. It's that one, right? That's d12. Okay. So go ahead and roll this and then just add 4 to that.
With a
Ooh, there we
22?
go.
22.
Absolutely
Nice.
hits. And you see this
Yeah, so-
this squirrel just begin to like form out from the ground right in front of the figure that's beginning to run away. And you hear a little grunts from the figure as the squirrel just begins to charge towards him and takes a chomp out of his leg. You hear this
That's
audible.
right, bite his ankle.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm fine, but that's 12 damage, so yeah.
Yes.
Unless he has some resistance.
All right. That's all set to go. That will bring us off to Gale. What are you looking at doing?
Okay. What are these two doing?
One has the painting.
Yes, the right one here has the painting, just made his way off the balcony. The one at the left is still trying to like take his action from coming out of the portal.
Okay. And this guy is probably unharmed.
The one on
Like
the right.
butler.
Oh, the attendant. Yes. At best, he has like an empty platter that he's carrying.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure he's safe, but like, so I'm not gonna cast Bark Skin yet,
Okay.
but I will cast Shillelagh, move here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Spacebar will bring you there if you want to like try to.
It was just a wall
Coordinate
issue,
movement.
so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And can I use the quarterstaff as my weapon, or do I have to do like some kind of improvised weapon thing?
This is for the cane.
Yeah, it's for the cane.
Yeah, I'd say this is probably closer to like a short sword for damage, so it'd be a D6.
Okay, so I'll just subtract whatever it is from my roll then.
No, I just roll a normal D6.
Okay, but to hit, is it still a +8?
That I will give you, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's
just give me a sec.
similar enough feel of the wood and everything to know how to handle it.
That's which
Does a
number.
23 hit?
Get your mind out of there. 23 absolutely hits. Which guy are you going for?
The one with the painting.
Okay, so going off to your right. Fantastic. Go ahead, roll me a D6 plus your strength mod.
With my strength?
Yeah.
Should be wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom because I cast Shillelagh.
Yeah.
Oh! There you go. Thank you.
Sorry, just a sec.
Yeah, I was thinking of just the normal weapon itself. What does Shillelagh look like on the weapon? Is it like a coating that covers the weapon?
I guess it'll just be a flash of green light. Sorry, I'm kind of multitasking.
Yeah, no worries.
There we go.
12 damage.
Goddamn.
So green
Nice.
light, and I guess the staff just crackles with druidic or like nature energy.
Nice. Got a little like pulse too as you're swinging around. Beautiful.
And I guess I'll turn to the attendant and say, "Get behind me or get the hell out of here."
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That will bring us
Free
off
action
to.
to shoo the attendant.
That'll bring us off to one of the hooded figures off to the right. One that one of the guards had tried to go for. And he's just going to try to navigate through and go to the other side of the guard and begin to take a good old stab towards him. And he is not going to connect. Okay, he's going to end his turn there. All right, that brings us off to... That brings us off to most of our nobles, who are honestly just going to spend their movement trying to dash and get away if possible.
Yeah.
So we have Brahm, who's trying to make her way out. Dashing besides the figure who's trying to block the door and try to push them over. Whoops. There we
Get out
go.
my way, bitch.
It's going to take us to Nishandra. Who? I think she's going to take a step off to her right and then take a look at the guard that was right beside her and back over at the hooded figure and end her turn there. We have Brynjolf, who's looking to just bring out his walking stick and whack the figure right in front of him.
Do you know Shillelagh?
No, that he does not.
He's just gonna whack anyway.
He's gonna go whack, whack, whack away.
Whack a hooded figure.
Who is at 22? He's gonna go hit. Dealing a reasonable 6 damage to the figure, as you hear another slightly more lizard-like groan come from the figure. All right, it's gonna take us off to one of our server. The server who's been just delivering drinks all day or all night. He just sees everything going on. He cowers down behind the counter and he's just gonna try to hide best he can.
That's fair.
You see him like
He just got up a bit.
he just takes like a bottle with him as he goes down, pops it open, begins to glug.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be
Again, fair.
one of the figures off to the top. When I was just stabbed, he's gonna go for the nearest painting he can try to get, nab it, take it off of the wall, and begin to make his way down. All right, it's gonna bring us off to Irina, who is going to try and make her way off towards the hooded figure off to your left, Gale. Might not look like it, but she begins to like pull up her gloves that she's had on and is just trying to use the momentum of her coming down the stairs to push and shove the figure out of the way so they're not blocking up the door.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be you. Okay. Versus you. Ooh. It's a tie.
Oh no.
All right, let's go again. All right, so with the tie.
Or is she that kind of monk?
With a tie, she's trying to like force him and shove him and do something. Stands his ground. All right, that brings us up to the figure he's trying to shove. He's just going to try to shove right back. He's preoccupied with her. Going to try to move onto the stairs and try to like squeeze right behind you, Gale, or right past you. And
A letter.
do the exact. This is the figure off to your left who's trying to move upwards.
He's still in my range. I can't like
Yeah.
fireball him or anything, or frostbite him.
You can whack him.
No.
He's still in my range.
Yeah, hasn't
Oh,
left reach.
yeah. Okay.
So that is going to be a U. Oh, this is not going to go well. Oh! Oh, never mind. This is going to go very well. Oh, no.
Hello? it.
Oh no. With a natural 20,
Oh!
Gale, you hear a little bit of commotion coming from right behind you as you catch Irina out of the corner of your eye, begin to make her way down the stairs and try to shove the figure that's right behind you. And you hear a little grunge, move, move, as the figure, you feel slightly brush up against your shoulder, begin to ascend a couple steps of the stairs, and you hear a tumble and see a little shimmer of green begin to spiral down the steps onto the ground as she is now prone in front of the door.
Oof. Okay. That's not fun.
Question: does that block the door?
With Irina being prone, being a neutral to friendly character, I'd say no.
Okay.
Well, there's that at least.
So next up we have one of our hooded figures off to the right, who is looking for a fight. He's gonna go try to distract the guard right by Nishandra. Try to go give him a little stab. Produces a knife out of one of his pockets. And just manages to miss. As he's swinging, just gets blocked by a medium-sized shield the guard has on him.
Wait, is it this guy here?
Yes.
And who's he swinging at?
The guard to his right.
Oh, there's a guard to his right? Why? I can't see him. Over. Let's screen over.
Right in front of the window.
I see, okay.
All
that
right.
was just off screen for me, so.
So that is going to take us to Bartholomew, who is going to move forward, just scream out, "You shall not have what you are searching for, fiends!" As it begins to unsheath his sword and take a couple of swipes at the figure right in front of him.
Why do you have all of, hooded figures are all named Hooded Figure 1?
Right, because that's just what the general name be. And all 3 hit, but he does abysmal damage.
Oof.
So you just see slash after
Points for
slash
effort.
after slash connect and begin to rip apart a bit of the red cloak and the hood of the figure. And he has got a painting in one of the. Oh no! He's not the one that's the painting. Off to the left. He's just holding the dagger in his hand, and that is going to be 7, 14, 16 points of damage. Here, a good number of groans come out, but he's still standing. He's still looking kind of jumping up and down, ready for a fight. All right, that's going to bring us to one of the figures by the door to the bottom, who is just going to stand his ground, holding out a dagger, trying to look for anyone who would potentially be leaving.
Well, about that.
And with that, he's going to end his turn there. Brings us to the next couple of guards right beside him. They see him right there. Both of them are just going for a straight attack, one after the other. Convenient that they both have their initiative lands together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Oh boy. And with that, the friend who's trying to guard the doorway just gets a double whammy from both guards as he just falls and crumples to the ground.
Well, goodbye.
Bye, Felicia.
And he is
We're the guards at this doorway. Get your own.
dead. All right. We have our man of the day, Tamius is going to be climbing and scaling over the counter and cowering behind
Having a
the...
drink.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's just holding his glass, bringing it with him as he tries to clamber over the counter and just hides below the with the other server. Lightning, that brings us off to you.
Okie dokie.
You did put Kingdom Hearts in here.
Mm-hmm.
Can I want to fireball at the guy that is next to Gale that's badly injured.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I forget which button I hit to roll it. Is it this one?
That's a lot of damage.
That works. Oh, Lord Jesus.
I think he's. I think you disintegrate him.
Yeah.
With a 20, that absolutely connects. You're able to just like fish out and like try to get maybe it's here. Never mind. You just summon forth a bolt of fire from your hand, just send it forward. It sails through like most of the room. And you just see like a giant scorch mark singeing the bits of fabric on the chest as the figure begins to crumple and fall to the ground.
Bye.
Yeah. Die.
And he is
Give Lightning a thumbs up.
no more. That brings us to one of our other servers who, to your suggestion, Gale, he just begins to clamber over the desk, over the counter, slides on the platter, and cowers in a corner by the wall.
Good. Stay there. Oh boy, it's Big Boy's
Yes.
turn.
Yeah,
Next.
you-
Come after me.
Next up is Big Boy. Big Boy is going to take a slow scan around, and you just see like its body doesn't move. Like the helmet on its own just begins to like circle around back and forth as if it's just like scanning the area. And eventually its body begins to finally move. You just hear one lumbered leg begin to retract, move upwards, extend back down. You hear just the shake a little bit as the weight begins to meet the ground. And it's gonna try to take an attack at the statue.
What?
Is he confused?
No, maybe. I hope there's nothing contained in that statue.
I sure do too. Let's find out.
He picked
All right.
a fight with someone his own size.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, that's not who I would have guessed. But you know what? He sees Big Boy. He's like, me, Big Boy. You, Big Boy. I hit.
As the golem, the construct, begins to turn around, it tries to take 3 swings with its fists at the statue. One misses, but it connects left and right hook right with it, and the stone just begins to crumble. You see the head first pop off, flying off to the left, kind of like rattling and rolling towards the tapestry on the ground. And you see its left just beginning to connect with the torso of the lizard folk as it just begins to like crumble and fall to the ground. Only half of the statue remains.
Oh, well, I hope nobody wanted to buy that.
All right, it's gonna bring us up to one of the guards again, who is just gonna try to take a look at the figure right up next to him. Go stab out with his spear once again, but he is going to miss, taken off by the antics of the figure from before. Not able to go through. Next up, we have a couple of our guards going up. Where are you? There we go. They're going to try to come down to the figure and take a swing. And with a nat 20, they are absolutely going to connect. Dealing a
Crit this bitch.
Yeah.
doing a reasonable 13 damage. The figure looks terrible at this point. Barely able to hold on. He is limping over. He's trying to gasp for air. It's going to bring us off to one of our other... How did it skip? Hello?
Yeah.
One of our other guards. And he is going to try to subdue the one that's currently holding the painting off to his right. He is also going to miss. Just too nimble for him. That brings us off to one of our dwarf guards, who once again, they are going to just follow the dwarf as they make their way down, crossing paths with you, Lightning. Dresmorland's up next, and as he missed with his first attack, sword in hand, shaking, he's just looking around, fear. Nothing but fear in his eyes as he passes. Rayleigh, your turn next. Oh my god.
Wait, what about me?
Did it skip?
Yeah, just jump to
Sorry.
my turn.
Sorry. This is my mouse double clicking. I can't help this.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to be
just go
clear.
to
This
Steph.
guy
I mean,
here,
I'm having issues with mine too, but anyway. So, out of all of the figures, it's only these three and the big guy, right?
well, I was thinking that there's this guy here, and there's also one over here.
I can probably handle that one.
I'm
Alright.
wondering, is this guy with us?
Yeah, he's with us.
Yes.
Okay.
If you...
who's Dresmorland attacking then?
He's not attacking anyone currently. He kind of just froze up in fear for his turn.
I see.
But if you hover over any tokens, you'll get a different like colored outline on them. And red is an enemy, orange is neutral, and then blue means they're friendly. Just for a quick heads up if you can't remember.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got orange is friendly, you said?
So,
Orange is neutral,
wait,
blue is
so
friendly.
The one in the middle here has a painting, yes?
Okay, for some reason on mine the color scheme is different.
Oh,
Yeah.
Weird.
Red is enemy, yellow is neutral,
And
and
green is friendly. Yeah.
well, in mine it's actually orange is party members.
Huh.
That's,
Oh.
well, wait,
I'm
no.
seeing
No,
green
wait.
is
I'm orange. Everybody else is green. Okay.
Huh.
So I just
Okay.
don't have a blue.
All right. So is it the one in the middle that has the painting?
yes.
All right. So that guy is going to get a level 2 magic missile.
Okay.
Let's see if
Oh.
that didn't do all the dice.
Let the magic
I don't-
fly.
As you begin to cast your magic missile, you see that in one hand he holds up the painting, like close to his chest,
No.
and then the other with a wave of his hand. Your missiles connect with him, but he does not appear to suffer any effects of the missiles.
Seriously? All right. Can I redirect him to the big guy? After the first doesn't go, or
I don't know. I don't think so.
I
Does it say? Because I
How
believe
does
these
the
are.
target declaration work?
I believe this is all instantaneous. But that's a great point.
Each dart hits a creature of your choice that you can see.
Yeah. Okay.
I know it doesn't miss.
Right. You can direct them to hit one or several.
So I guess after you see the first one doesn't hit, you could redirect it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I guess for further clarification, if this comes up again, I'll just ask you to clarify who exactly you're looking to hit, and then we'll resolve from there.
Alright, so if it doesn't have an effect on the painting, let's send the remaining 3 over to Big Guy.
Okay.
So that was... Alright. So that... The damage... Okay, so the first one didn't go through, and then 3, 2, and 5. So 10 damage on the big guy.
Fantastic. You just hear the clunk, clunk, clunk as it kind of like echoes through the plates of metal and stonework that comprise the body. Does not seem to be disturbed in the slightest.
Damn. All right. These.
Anything else you'd like to do?
There's nothing I can do.
All right, Rayleigh, that brings us off to you.
Yeah, and I wanted to say something, but actually I moved my mouse over everyone. Counting the orange on me, I have 5 colors.
That's
So, yeah, these 2 are actually blue. So, but every other guard is yellow.
Yeah,
yeah,
they should be.
I see the blue on them too.
So blue
Yeah,
means that
so-
they're friendly. Orange or yellow means that they're neutral. And then red means that they're an enemy.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Anyway, I want to take a swipe twice with the chair on this guy. How do I roll for that?
Yes.
Improvised weapon.
Let me look up an improvise. I should have been doing this in the back. Let me look up an improvised weapon.
We talked about this, babe. Like,
I know. I looked it up a little while ago. I believe it's just a straight D20 roll, and then D4 for damage.
okay.
Now,
are you gonna do Zephyr Strike though? Is the question.
I can't as long as I want to have Murder Squirrel active. It's either Murder Squirrel or Zephyr.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I forgot about that.
As the bears no resemblance to a weapon, deals 24 damage. Yeah, I'm gonna say give me a normal, just a normal.
Straight net, or just a straight roll for.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one.
Whoa!
There's the second one.
Better. Wow.
I don't know if it's gonna hit or anything, but
Okay.
I'm gonna hit him twice, or try to hit him twice with a chair if it wants the painting.
Fantastic. So you do manage to miss the first strike as you just try to like get the nice angle right on, like whack him over the head. But second hit for the rebound goes on through. Go give me a D4.
Okay, D4, sure.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do this one. And let's see. If I can just actually manage to click my mouse, that'd be great.
That
It
is a
chair.
that is a solid 1 damage. You hear a little grunt from the figure that you're trying to bop over the head.
Bonk.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
So the Murder Squirrel is still active here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
he's-
have him look around for enemies around. I know this one's there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
He can probably go through Gale. Like, he can go like under Gale's legs, maybe.
Maybe Murder Squirrel should try and slay the giant.
Maybe.
Hey, he's done it before. He can do it again.
Exactly. Like he
Yeah,
took
did a
out-
vampire. Maybe
he
it can
took
do a
out
golem.
Vampire. Yeah, right. A vampire and both the thralls. Like he put the rest of us to shame.
Worst case scenario, the golem might not even notice him.
Yeah. You know.
I say sure. Let's have Murder Squirrel try and kill a golem.
Fantastic.
I
He
mean-
scoots up right over. Where exactly do you want him?
Buddy didn't notice my magic missiles either.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the thing.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead, give me an attack.
Right.
I
So
swear,
we've
if
got
this
this.
squirrel turns into the MVP.
So that's an 8 plus 2, making it a 10 for damage. And then it's 20 plus 4 for the other one. So
Mm-hmm.
let's see if I actually manage to hit anything.
Yeah. Okay.
With a
So that's a 30-20?
16.
30-20, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely connects. As you deal, was that the 10 damage?
Yeah, 10 damage to the golem by squirrel.
Absolutely. the squirrel just begins to move upwards, skitter, patter along the ground. And it just goes, once again, for what it knows. It goes for the ankles. Just takes a little, like, scratch, a little claw towards the ankles.
Beautiful.
Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm just doing great, so I'm just gonna wait.
All right, Gale, that finally brings us off to you.
Okay. Sorry, you'll have to remind me how to do this again. So I'll roll the hit die to see if I hit like normal for Shillelagh, and then I roll a d6 plus 7.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the Shillelagh spell should have everything there for you. I think.
No.
Is a 15 hit?
Okay, that's
15 does hit.
good.
All right. So 1d6.
Oh, right, because this is on the staff, right? Okay.
Yep.
Or on King. Okay. Okay.
9
Not
damage.
bad. 9 damage. You see the figure to the right just crumple down as the squirrel just patters off towards the metal construct. You direct your attention off, like you out of the corner of your eye, you see Irina laying prone on the ground next to you, and you just go straight for the figure that pushed her down. Give him a good old bonk on the head.
Yep.
All right.
I guess as a free action, I'll see if she's injured. I mean, I know she's uninjured, like according to the UI, but
Yeah, she doesn't seem as if she's taken any damage, but she is definitely like caught in like an awkward way trying to get up.
okay. I mean, my only other bonus action would be healing word, so I'll just end my turn here.
Sounds good.
I'll hold my ground.
All right, so let's take us off to our figure next to you, really. He's not too hot on you. After seeing you try to take a chair and smack his brother off in the top of the head, he's gonna go take a little diggy dive off your way.
You're good, Rayleigh. I got a plan if you're in trouble.
Does a 12 hit?
A 12 actually doesn't hit. No.
Wow.
Incredible. You manage to like repel, like you see it coming, you swing the chair in just the right way that it catches the dagger as he's trying to like thrust towards you and you parry off the attack. You just kind of grumble.
For deadly and fashionable, damn it.
Right? Wait, so did the dagger like get stuck in the chair?
Didn't get stuck, just got repelled from the attack actually going through.
Yeah, my dex modifier is 3, so that was 1 under what I
Just
needed
barely. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
With that, Braum is just gonna hightail it out of here and begin to take their leave as they are heading out and making their way towards the nearest door. All right, that brings us to Lithindil, who
Still stuck.
yeah, still stuck. Just gonna take a step back.
A lot going on in this corner over here. Yeah.
And our friend who is just barely hanging on is going to make a lunge towards her as he begins to move away. Not able to connect. And you see her begin to touch the circlet, the little onyx gem on her head, as she begins to extend forth one of her hands.
Ooh.
And you begin to see pink, purplish energy begin to form in the palms as 2 blasts begin to ring out towards... Oh dear God, oh dear God.
Magic missiles.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
wondering.
As two blasts begin to go towards the first figure, who barely alive. You see it begin to like impact his shoulder, his body, and instantly just crumples to the ground as if all life had been drained from him. She's going to direct her second blast off to the figure carrying the paintings. It's going to connect. It is also going to do a fair bit of damage to our friend here, as he's beginning to now look fairly bloodied, begin to like mesh with the robe and the cloak he's wearing. Some of it's starting to like seep down his shoulder, getting onto the painting that he's carrying.
Do they
Alright.
look like magic missiles?
No, more closely resembling some sort of eldritch-like blast.
Ah, okay. So, why am I getting like an uncomfortable flashback of the carnies and the...
Yep.
I don't know. That's a little weird, man, if you ask me.
I mean,
It's because we
One's
just
on our
can't go
side.
to a nice party and actually have
I
things
mean,
work out.
no-
That's all.
yeah, I mean, nobody can accuse me of being racist because I am also a drow, okay?
Brynjolf is going to leap over the small little balcony about 10 foot down or so and make his way over towards the figure carrying the painting and whack him over the head with his staff. He is going to miss, unfortunately. He's going to take his turn there. This brings us off to the servers. They are all cowering away behind the counter. You hear like one begin to just throw a bottle down on the ground. This brings us off to one of the other figures. The one that Brynjolf had just tried to stab. You'll see him once again begin to raise his hands. His right hand clutching the painting close to him. As if I can find something that works right for this, because I have not done this from him. I believe I'm going to need to double check this.
Oh boy. Oh,
You gonna
fuck.
blow up?
Is he gonna cast a fireball?
Oh god, no.
Like, I have been refraining from using it, but if we're throwing them around, then okay.
That is gonna casually party wipe. I get it.
Okay, 15 foot. So, as you see him begin to raise his hand up into the air, in an instant, just a void of darkness and blackness begins to fill
Oh.
a 15-foot radius surrounding him.
We don't have the damn kaleidoscope thing.
Yeah, we don't have a lift club now. Or the
Wait.
drift
Oh,
club
yeah,
now.
no. Alright.
There we go.
Alright.
So
That's
everyone
alright.
in that
That's
corner
alright.
can just see pretty much nothing.
I
Sev, you're
got
right on
that.
the cusp of it, and you're
I
taking a
know.
look, and it's just right up in your face.
I got something for that, guys. Don't worry.
All right, that will take us off to Naressa, who is going to spend half of her movement to get back up to her feet, open the door right beside her, and begin to walk down. And you hear another door open as she begins to walk through. Brings us off to one of our other companions. Gale, you see him try to slip by from the pillar he's at, reach down for the painting that his buddy had, and begin to make his way out towards Naressa.
As a reaction, I'd like to cast Frostbite.
Absolutely.
Alright, you're on him.
Warcaster!
Gale.
Oh!
Yeah. Alright, yeah,
Okay,
you
con
got...
save, difficulty 16, please.
Con save 16.
You're gonna have to go after him.
Well, I mean, did he take any paintings with him?
Yes,
Botch.
he grabbed the painting out of the his fallen comrade's hands and clutched it close and began to move past. And no, he is not able with a natural 3. He's not able to succeed.
9 damage, please.
Nice.
Hey.
And that reduces his speed, correct?
Yeah.
Nice.
He takes disadvantage on attacks too.
I could. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's both.
Can
Alright.
I? Is that something I can have? Part of our conditions? No, unfortunately. Okay.
I'm gonna
That
go
has
after him.
distracted.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to go. If you need me to come with, I can, but
I'm sure I could take him.
Okay, good, because I'm needed over here where there's darkness. Although I do have another
There's
companion.
plenty of people over there to deal with them.
Well, it's more so dealing with the darkness because drow magic.
I got this.
Oh,
Good.
he should be
If you need help, the squirrel can go.
dead.
Yes.
Okay, so he is out of turn. That brings us to Bartholomew, who has no idea what's going on. He's just gonna spend his turn shouting, "Hello, hello, who turned off the lights? Hello."
Oh, no! Who turned off the lights? I'm gonna yell in. Just wait a minute.
And with that,
Yeah, it's gonna be me up before our other drow friend.
he
So,
is
yeah.
going to hold up his sword in the darkness. Rayleigh, you can hear him mutter a little script. You can't quite tell what it is as the darkness begins to be absorbed into the actual hilt of the weapon itself,
All right.
and it fades.
Well, I guess my services were not needed in that story.
Okay, so maybe he's actually a paladin or something.
As
I
the
feel like Spider
darkness
maybe, but-
fades and recedes and is pulled into
Hey. Sorry.
the sword. Taking a look around, do you see that the one who had cast darkness is no longer present?
Fuck. Okay. Like at all in the room?
At all.
All right.
He can do both in a turn. That's
That brings us off to our guards, who are just going to stand guard by the door, readied weapons for anyone who dare approach.
Lightning, you're probably gonna have to go see if the dude made out, or no, they would have noticed.
Tamius is just once again going to be cowering behind the counter. Lightning, that brings us off to you.
All right. So this guy next to Rayleigh,
Mm-hmm.
does he have a painting? No.
He does not have a painting.
Where?
the one that had the painting was the one who cast the darkness and then magically disappeared now.
Oh, of course. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move up just a little bit to this
Probably
space
use
right
some
here.
symbol or something.
And then I'm going to firebolt the guy next to Rayleigh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Pew pew.
That guy hasn't taken any damage yet, so please hit him.
With a 7,
Maybe not.
you're taking a look around. You're trying to get a better vantage point. You go a little bit closer towards the pillar. And as the blackness, the darkness just fades and is absorbed out and you gain vision, it just kind of throws you off a little bit. Not able to connect as the firebolt just goes
Damn
off
it.
stray.
Damn it! I'm just gonna stay where I'm at and call it.
If you'd like, you can go ahead and try to use your bonus action to hide.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Fair.
That brings us off to the server,
Who's
Who-
hiding?
just cowering away. And that brings us off to another one of the metal. Sorry,
I'm
another.
wondering if there's like an escape tunnel underneath the statue that the golem's trying to.
You just hear the thud, thud, thud as it begins to move forward. Spend a little bit of time trying to climb up. It's not even that difficult. It's like trying to get up a low-rise platform.
Why is it
What is
going
it
up?
doing? Is
And
it
it's-
trying to kill or kidnap Dresmorland?
It is making its way towards one of the painting that it grasps in its hand. And the
Motherfuck.
painting just looks small, 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 small. But firmly grasps it, and it slides it into a compartment in its chest.
Oh fuck! All right, firmly grasp it.
All right, that's going to bring us off to some of our guards once again, who are going to... What are they going to do? One's going to take a look around, begin to step up to where the, step through the area where the old figure once was, and just try to stab around with its spear as he's moving.
I see. So they think he's invisible.
All right. They're not able to connect, unable to find any sort of hit with their weapon. That brings us off to another couple of our guards, who, same thing, holding sword in hand, gonna try to swing out towards where the individual once was.
I have a trick for that, but it would be helpful if I knew. Oh, God damn it.
They're not able to make any sort of connection as well. And that takes us off to the dwarf guard, who is going to follow the dwarf that ran outside and make his way down the hall.
Okay, I have a spell that can end an invisible character, but I need to know the general area because I can only use it once a day.
All right, well,
How big of an area does it hit?
30 feet if it's like fairy fire.
Yes.
So just center it where he was probably
So-
would be a decent move.
the wording of Fairy Fire is very interesting.
So it does say that an affected creature who doesn't make the deck cannot benefit from being visible.
It is Dresmolin's turn, and he is going to try and stumble his way towards the construct that just climbed up the railing towards the balcony. And is going to go try to give it a little thrust with his sword.
He's insane.
And with a natural 20,
Ooh.
he makes the hit. Deals 10 points of damage. This thing has been surviving on 10 points of damage. Jesus.
Now then.
All right, and as the hit connects, there's a little creak in the gears, and it begins to stutter and spurt a little bit before it trembles, before you just hear a mechanical as it begins to start moving normally again. Sev, that brings us off to you.
Alright, well.
So just to be clear, it's still moving.
It is still moving. Yes, it seems as if it had stopped and buckled for a second, and then began to operate smoothly once again.
Alright. Now. Okay, so it's up there on the balcony then?
Yes.
Alright.
This might be a little bit more appropriate to put. No, that's going to be off. It's up
And
there.
if you're talking about where the guy was originally,
Oh.
he was right here.
No.
Really?
No,
Could I get a attack of opportunity from your squirrel?
Oh, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
That's right.
Murder squirrel.
Murder.
Squirrel.
Right. So let's roll the damage first. Just clear it out of the way.
I really want to have something to do with Murder Squirrel. I want to wear Murder Squirrel.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Does a 10 hit?
A 10 unfortunately doesn't hit. It begins to
Yeah.
move up the platform stairs, and it just like shoves away some of the like debris of the statue. Your squirrel trying to like dodge in and out of the different pieces flying, not able to connect.
All right.
All right, sorry, Sev. Continue.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I'm glad the squirrel got to try. Unfortunately, given the way there's so many people in the way of getting up to the balcony, I'm going to have to contend with the guy here first. So, I am going to. So I've got my white gloves on for the event. So I'm just going to sort of trace one hand over the other, and like suddenly my pristine white hand is now black with vampiric touch. And let's see. No!
All I saw was a bunch of dice flying.
Oh my god, okay. I thought it was a 1. It's okay. So that's a 14.
With a 14,
hit.
it hits.
Alright, that's 4 necrotic damage. Or 14 necrotic
14.
damage.
Okay,
Sorry.
I was very concerned.
Yeah, me too. 14 necrotic damage.
Fantastic. And like as you go try to like connect and hit, you feel like some of the fabric like kind of give with you as it's kind of like partially absorbed before it just like falls into the or falls onto the ground, kind of like withered. Anything else you'd like to do?
Stand here and look threatening.
Fantastic. Really, that brings us off to you.
Okay, so the guy that was here is no longer here. Everybody's just been swiping around. I guess I'll follow suit since everybody else feels like it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I got this guy for now. You can go find the other guy.
Yeah, let's try 2 swipes with the chair, I guess, and see if I hit anything.
Yeah.
How do I do this?
All right. Go ahead and roll twice for me. And it's gonna be the lower roll.
Okay, so roll twice. Do I roll twice 2 times or just once?
Because he's got 2 attacks.
So for each attack,
You're
roll
rolling
twice.
disadvantage, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how to undo this, so I'm just gonna roll this, and then I'm gonna roll a second. Then I'm gonna roll 2 times the second time, so that just ignore bet 13.
Sure.
Because I don't know how to do. So 16 and.
So if
Why
you'd
is it
like,
clicking?
when you
Oh, darn it!
so
I don't know how I. Oh, okay. I actually made it. Okay.
at the bottom at the bottom of the chat bar, there should be a row of dice for you. And then when you click on the number of dice or like the side of dice, it should change to let you know like which kind you're rolling in the chat. You can also near the very bottom where it says roll, to the left of that is advantage or disadvantage. So if you're in a specific situation, you can choose one of those and then it'll do it for you.
Yeah, so the answer is 7 or 8. Did 7 or 8 hit?
And unfortunately, a 7 or 8. You follow suit. You find the exact same thing. You're just holding the chair, you're just swinging around. You're not finding anything. Not making any sort of connection.
So the rest of my turn is going to be having Murder Squirrel chase a giant and try and slay it.
Yeah.
So let's see if the squirrel has any more luck.
Yeah, I would assume the squirrel has climbing speed.
Actually, I don't know.
That is a question.
Yes, speed 30, climb 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it can make its way over towards the base, It is like a good 10-foot high rise though. So it's gonna have to, it can get there, can like halfway up, but it's gonna have to finish the movement on its next turn.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go put this up at 10. Oh, that's gonna bring it out of, oh, never mind. God dang it. That's what I get for trying to account for fancy stuff. All right.
Huh.
Let's remember that the squirrel's at 5. Gala, that brings us off to you.
Okay,
Go
I'm gonna
get him.
follow in hot pursuit. I'm assuming he's just standing there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bro is just standing here trying to get ready, looking towards whatever is in the next room over.
I'm the bonk.
Go give me the bonk, go give me the hit.
That's a big bonk.
Nice.
Bonk. Big bonk.
That is just enough. You see him as he's like rounding the corner, and he's just about to dove and duck into the next room.
Not
And you
so
slap
fast.
him over the-
Ah!
You just take your cane in your hand, thwap. He just falls to the ground.
It doesn't look like there's anyone else here, right? Can I peek in the door just to make sure everyone's okay?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that there are a couple of folks here. One is off in the side who's like kind of cowering like right near the doorway, like back to the wall. And they just look at you with these scared puppy dog looking eyes. Another is underneath a table.
Did anyone else come through here?
As they look, you do see that Irina is trying to like make her way off to the other door as well. And she just looks back at you, shakes her head. No.
All right. Try and get out of here. If you're in danger, well, run back. We'll try and protect you. Also, I need to get one of my friends a weapon, or two of my friends a weapon. Do you have any knives I could borrow?
You see one of them point towards the table directly to the right of you as you come inside. You can
Okay, I
easily
grab
find
two.
some like 2 makeshift knives.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab them.
All right, you go ahead, pick them up, and yeah, you can try to make your way back out.
All right, I'm gonna go back to my spot. I'm pretty sure that's all my movement, but like I kind
is
of
that?
want to assess the situation. I mean, I'll leave the
Yeah,
painting there.
Easy enough.
Just because like there are bigger concerns
No.
right now.
Okay, sounds good.
Also, you want to keep it away from the people who are here.
So I'll just stand by the door.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. With that, our last figure is going to try to make his way towards the center of the room.
Now, I'm wondering, since I still have vampire touch up, am I able to get an opportunity attack with it?
No.
God damn it.
So that would be a spell attack, I think.
Well,
Let me double check.
yeah. Because
So I don't remember if it
this is
states simply melee weapon attacks or
because I'm using my hand as like an unarmed attack, but it's magic. So, like,
Yeah.
if I can make an unarmed attack,
yeah, that is absolutely fine.
okay.
It is specifically melee attack. Doesn't require weapon.
Okay.
So yeah, anyone who's in the area, Rayleigh, Sev, if you'd like to make